Sup, y'all? It's me, Big Boy. You're fuck. That's what the better part of a decade of smoking dust, y'all. By the way, I'm trying to light the cigarette up, but I'm also trying to start this bullshit ass video. I don't even know what it's gonna be about. I kind of just feel like I want to ramble about some peculiar stuff that's going on in my life right now. Well, I'm in the fortunate and unfortunate position of being a 23-year-old unemployed man, which it's probably not too hard to figure out that I'm unemployed. I mean, I have a fucking flannel, oversized t-shirt, Carhartt beanie, classic Carhartt brown beanie, and some raggedy ass Vans shoes on my feet, and I'm smoking Camel cigarettes. By the way, let me light this fucking bitch up. Hell yeah. Anyway, um, so I'm basically gonna ramble about the last 6 or 7 months of my life, because I feel they've been so character developmental, and that's a word, character developmental, and so well, weird that I don't even know what to do but film myself for the sake of, maybe I'll look back at this in a few months when stuff is good again, and I'll be like, wow, what a funny time in my life. And probably gonna upload this somewhere since I already said, hi, this is Big Boy. Not that, more than one or two people are gonna watch this, and one of those people is Caravan. Hi, Caravan. How are you doing, man? So yeah, probably shouldn't be smoking inside, but yeah, fuck it, who cares? So, why have this last 6 months been so peculiar? Let's start off from the beginning, because I'm probably gonna ramble. I'm gonna be sidetracked by too much bullshit, and I'm gonna do my absolute hardest to stay on track with what I want to get at. And already I'm rambling, so let's start from the beginning. So, summer of 2024, I was just getting ready to graduate and give my bachelor's speech, and right after that, I was to take a plane to the United States to work for the summer. In case people are wondering, why is this Eastern European bum trying to come to my country? Donald Trump, stop him! Thank you, Joe Biden, for letting me aside. Uh, it's a program called the Work and Travel Program, where basically people from Europe, Africa, Asia, I think that's predominantly who's coming, because why the fuck would you come from North America and South America too? Shout out to my boys in Colombia, y'all cool, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, it's basically you sign up for this, you kind of pay some money to get your paperwork done, and you come to the United States on a student work visa. I think it's the J1 visa or something like that. And I was to go with my, at the time, girlfriend and one of my friends. Now, where this story kind of starts being funny and hilarious is that I was in a fairly longish term relationship. I think we were at like 9 months, give or take. So 9 month relationship, and right as that was going on, I was starting to figure out that, I don't know if I'm feeling this anymore. But as life tends to be funny, I already signed up with my ex, and yeah, I wasn't about to break up with someone. Break up with someone as soon as I'm supposed to travel a fucking ocean across. So yeah, that was a funny and hilarious plan on my part, but I digress. I kind of gaslit myself for the whole summer that no, maybe it's just something in my head, but whatever. Yeah, let's get back on track. Already rambling. Uh, so I take my plane. I get to the United States. I spend about 1 month in Arizona working a shitty job in a hotel. Totally get fucking scammed because I made like no money, and I was essentially in debt with like 2,000 something dollars from all the paperwork and plane tickets and whatnot. And then we found another job in California working at a supermarket. So that's what we did. We moved to Cali, I think at like the end of July or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, man, this cigarette is so good. Yeah, so we moved to Cali, uh, rent out a place with like a bunch of other J1s, uh, and work there for the summer. And I thought that after that whole fucking fiasco of sitting my ass in the desert for a whole month, things are gonna start to get better. But rent was really high because it's Cali. Uh, I was barely able to save up like any kind of money because I had to pay rent weekly. That was like 100 something dollars, groceries and whatnot. So monetarily speaking, fuck, sorry. Everything was doomed from the start. There was no money to be made, and yeah, and also I was starting to go through the worst of it with that whole situation relationship thingy going on, cause yeah, I don't know. Was I was starting to feel like a big imposter, and like the end of the relationship, like I'm gonna get to that in a second, but the end of this relationship just felt like one of the most performative acts I've ever had to do in my life. And I still do not understand entirely why I went ahead and, I didn't just bite the bullet and made life easier for everybody than rather than to just drag out a failing relationship. And, I was acting like nothing was wrong. And that's very mature and very adult like of me, not talking about emotions and feelings and all that. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. I'm a fucking idiot. But yeah. Um, so, anyway, summer continues, barely saving up any money, scratching up some money to at least, when I get back in October to not show up empty handed. But, you know, in like September, we kind of just gave up on the idea that we're gonna make too much money. So I bought a new phone, like this one that I'm recording from, and we decided, you know what, we're just gonna rent a place out in New York for like 2 or 3 days because also New York is very fucking expensive. And it wasn't even in New York; it was in New Jersey, and like in dead set in like a hood in New Jersey, and I'm like pasty white. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but like I do not. I'm a Eastern European man that can barely scrounge up a bunch of sentences in English and sound coherent. So anywhere in the United States where you drop me off, I'm not in a good place, especially in the hood. But you know what? Fuck it. I digress. So summer went on for that. Summer ends, and then we're trying to get back to Europe. We're taking this flight. So I'm gonna take this off because I'm inside. I don't even know why I'm wearing a fucking beanie inside. That was like the fashion in, I don't know, 2012. But whatever. Um, so we get back to Europe. Our plane lands in Belgrade in Serbia, of all places. And we're still stuck for like 6 hours in Belgrade, and that was a very grueling over the ocean flight because I think I slept for like an hour and I got drunk on the plane because you know what? Someone told me if you can't sleep on a plane, and I can barely sleep in a bed. You know, like I'll see the eye bags. Yeah, I can barely sleep in a bed, let alone on a plane that experiences turbulences and whatnot. So I figured, you know what, fuck it, gonna get plastered, and I'm gonna try and sleep it off. That didn't work. Basically, I'm running on like minus 27, 28 hours of no sleep at this point, and I'm in the Belgrade airport. Everybody's a bit, over the edge. Oh, me, my ex, and this friend of mine were just like, not fuck it. In like 15 hours, we're home, sleep it off, all good. And as the story goes, when you have two people that are on the kind of on the edge with each other, because at this point I think she was starting to catch up that something's wrong. We kind of start having discussions and fights and whatnot in the middle of an airport. But I'll just let you put those two things together to kind of get to what I'm trying to get at. Um, so and I've been calling this a slip up on my part because I was already kind of thinking that you know what, this has to end. It's like just going nowhere at this point. But for some reason, one thing led to another, and we had a breakup in Nikola Tesla fucking Belgrade airport. And to say that it was one of the most um, gut wrenching experiences in my life would be an understatement. It was terrible, let alone for the fact that we were in another country, haven't slept, but we still had to travel with each other for like 2 hours flight plus like an 8 hour, like 10 more hours. So yeah, that was very fun. And if you're if anybody got this far and you're listening to this part, you're thinking, God damn man, you're fucking stupid. And yeah, I'm very stupid, but that wasn't my plan. I wasn't planning on having a breakup in a fucking airport, but that happened. And to say that the ride home was terrible, yeah, again, I when we were flying from Belgrade to Romania, I was genuinely like, holy fucking shit, this is so painful. Like if the plane were to have an emergency landing somewhere right now, just to take my mind off of it, of everything for like 2 minutes, that would be amazing. But I digress. We get back, more crying on both parts, and terrible feelings ensue, and that was that. And then for like a week, we still kind of, talked with each other. It was like, hey, how you holding up? I'm kind of just like trying to fake it till I make it, saying that I'm not affected, but I was still pretty affected on myself. And again, just to put an emphasis on everything, it was kind of, my I kind of initiated everything on the breakup part. So yeah, I'm also feeling both terrible. No money from spending like 4 or 5 months in the United States, and I'm also feeling like a fucking villain right now. And yeah, that was amazing. So either way, that happens. It's October 2024, and like right after that, I was looking for a job because since came back with no money, I had to get some money to I'm trying to fund my endeavors for next year right now to go back to college, get a master's and whatever, and yeah. But have found a remote job working as an outsourcing company for Verizon of all places. Kind of ironic. I just came back from America and I'm still technically working for an American phone company. I didn't even use Verizon while I was there. I used Visible. Fuck Verizon, L Bozo company, but W Visible. Visible, the GOAT. I think it's owned by Verizon anyway, but whatever. I'm not under any NDA right now, I think, and I can definitely say fuck Verizon. So, yeah, I'm doing this from October till like February of this year. Yeah, I kind of did that for like 3 or 4 months. And those were pretty much 3 or 4 months of, again, just dog shit experiences. Because not only do you have to interact with people that, are calling you because their bill went up by like $10 and, everybody's apparently on a fixed income, but you also have to work like night shifts because it's an American company, outsourcing in Eastern Europe. So I was working from like 3 p.m. up until like midnight. Sometimes, it could go over that. And when you're doing a job like that, kind of like a graveyard ish shift, you don't really have time to comprehend anything that's going on in your life. So I was basically kind of on autopilot for this whole employment of mine with Verizon. And right as I was doing that, my life just basically became this like nihilistic fucking shithole experience. Kind of like just waking up, I'm going to the gym, and if I have like another hour, maybe I'll play some bullshit video game, and then back to work for 8 more hours, and I'm getting loud and rowdy Americans screaming at me, and I'm like, God, I don't want to do this, but I also need money. And I keep on doing this, and it was like December, and it was like around the holidays. I was about to have like some vacation time for the holidays from work. And you know what? I decided, fuck it, let's install Tinder. Because what else is a person that hasn't fully processed a breakup, and let alone a breakup and all the trauma that came with it, to do but to either, try and get some quick. Fuck it. I sound so terrible right now, man. Either way, I installed Tinder, like left, right, left, right, left, right. And I matched with this girl from like another town, but it wasn't like too far away. We kind of started talking, and we hit it off pretty quick, which was interesting because on Tinder, like, you're not hitting it off with anybody. At most, you're like fucking, or you just don't get a reply. But we hit it off, and it wasn't just like kind of like a quick hookup thing, because that wasn't possible. We started talking, and it started getting pretty interesting, pretty fun. And comes January whatever day it was, I don't remember. And we're talking. I'm like, hey, I have this Friday off of work. What are you doing like Friday and Saturday? I was like, I'm doing nothing. You want to come over? We spend like the whole weekend together. I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. So I kind of did that. We went to like a few bars, had some dinners together, and it was like really fun. And then she called me over, and in my libido driven delusion, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna smash. And fucking we get over to hers. Nothing not PG-13 happens, fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it. But we kind of get to, from talking to like watching a movie to cuddling, and like at that point, just like something kind of unlocks. It's like when you have more locks on a gate or on a door. Kind of unlocked the first one, and the door is starting to move a little bit. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? What's going on in here? I wasn't planning on like catching feelings for someone, and that happens, and that's crazy. Also, I look pretty fat, but I promise you guys I'm not fat. I'm actually kind of ripped right now. Like, check this bitch out. Oh my god. Oh, mommy. Yeah. So we get to cuddling and doing all of that, and the weekend passes. We still get plastered in a bar, kind of kissing, kind of smooching, and where's my lighter? Because I want to smoke a cigarette. Because I'm rambling right now. By the way, Camels, duty-free Camels, Camel Yellow, top 10 cigarettes of all time, and top 3 Camel easily. And after that, probably Camel Unfiltered from the United States. Banger-ass cigarettes. Also, Newport Menthols, but king-sized Newport Menthols. Great cigarettes. I wish I could have more of those, but they do not exist in Europe. So yeah, whatever. So anyway, weekend passes. We had a great time together, and then yeah, kind of just get back to my bullshit and whatnot, and then as any great situationship starts, kind of start messaging each other like, oh my god, I had such a great weekend, and I'm like, yeah man, I haven't had like such a good time in a long time, and you're great and all that, like we should do this again. And then needless to say that there was a bit of like love bombing involved from both parts would definitely be an understatement, because that's what was going on, like, oh my god, you're so great, you get me, you understand me, blah blah blah, fucking whatever. And yeah, we still keep on going. It goes to like February, and this month, which we're kind of getting to the present right now. I've omitted a lot of details that are coming into my mind about other things that have happened in this last 6 months, but I just can't wrap my head around talking properly about any of this. And I've been filming for like 22 minutes, and I've had 3 cigarettes in like 22 minutes. I'm getting cancer. Boy. Fuck me. Yeah. And gets to February, and I've decided, you know what? Fuck it. I'd rather be mildly broke and unemployed than to be doing this bullshit anymore, because it's just taken a heavy toll on actually my body too, because my back was hurting like a bitch from sitting so much in a chair all day. I was trying to cut a bit. I've managed to cut a bit, but I was, because I came back being a bit more fat, kind of still a bit fat on my sides right now. But, working in a remote office-ish job, you don't really get to, do movement and not eat like shit. So I was still not losing any weight, just feeling terrible. And yeah. So I say, you know what, fuck it, I'll quit. I'm going into my savings, because I have some savings on my end, but it's not like a lot of money that I can use to move or, do whatever with it. So yeah, that's another thing that happens. But as soon as I quit, I was like, God, like, well, life doesn't have to be so terrible all the fucking time. You can like not worry about a shitty job and like targets and quotas, like trying to sell bullshit to people that obviously do not want to have shit sold to them. If you're calling with a problem somewhere, the last thing you want to hear is, we have a great deal going on for an iPhone 16 Pro Max. I know you're on a fixed income, Grandma, but buy this fucking iPhone. And that's never gonna happen. my forehead is like so big. I need to stop looking at a camera, or yeah, because I'm just getting fucking what do you call it? Like body dysmorphia. Okay, recollecting, sidetracking too much of it. Um, I'm still talking with this girl, and we're like, you know what? I want to go on a vacation, like, and Valentine's Day's coming up. What you doing, girl? And she's like, you know what? You want to go to this town, like old medieval-ish kind of town, like a lot of places to visit. Just gonna be the two of us, and I'm like, I'm already putting me some Anderson Paak and Mac Miller in my fucking earphones. I'm like, sorry, can Skype tonight, but that's all right, type deal. I'm like, fuck it, let's go. It's not that expensive, and I just got paid. I still have some savings. Let's go, and we do that for like 5 days. It was like a pretty long vacation, and I genuinely at before like this point I haven't had a vacation for like a proper vacation, not just like 2 or 3 days off of whatever college or something. Like 3 4 years. I'm like, dude, I need to go and like live life a bit. So we go to her town because we plan was meet up in her town, spend the night at hers, take the train in the morning, go to that town, and just have a good old time. And after like 2 or 3 months of just like two random strangers meeting up on Tinder and then starting a de facto situationship, if you can even call it that. I got to the point, it's like, you know what? Like, you're attractive, you're cute, you're whatnot, we're already sleeping together, let's smash and all that. And I'm like, what? Let's do that. And, that was great. Um, and definitely kind of made me, feel like a whole human being again after, like 5 or so months of like having no female interaction whatsoever besides my mom. And yeah, that was great. And out of this vacation, like the first 3 days, they were great. Like we're going there, we're seeing this, we're eating that, we're drinking, get back to our place, get some sex times going on. Fucking amazing. And but like the last 2 days, is it kind of goes to the point after like the initial like rose tinted glasses of a situationship go on, and like I'm kind of starting to think, and she was thinking that too, but not exteriorizing anything because we still have like this Airbnb rented out for 2 more days, and maybe we don't really have that much in common, like I mean, like we're love bombing each other and we're fucking, but there's no not a lot of substance in here. And you know, and it started just getting awkward. And then we took the train back to her town, to her place. Well, suppose it was supposed to be her place, but on the train ride, I kind of like said, you know what? Yeah, kind of just like I'm gonna go home because this is not going anywhere right now. And get back to her town. I still have to wait like 2 more hours for another train that's gonna take me to where I need to go. And we're in the train station. We're smoking a cigarette after like an 8 hour train ride. Can't smoke. And she kind of looks at me and she's like, you know what? I'm not gonna hold you on standby. This is not gonna go anywhere. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Usually I'd be a bit more hurt, but yeah, you're right. Like, this is not going anywhere. We kind of just like, yeah, and that was that. I was left alone in the train station. I had a friend that kind of lived close, come by. We had a beer in the train station. Very Eastern European coded um, activity, drinking at night in a train station. And then I took a train home, and a few things start to hit me, but I'm still, it's like the other lock from the gate analogy that I used, you know, unlocked, and the doors being a bit more open, a bit more open. And I get back, kind of sleep it off. A few more days pass, and I'm starting to feel a bit shitty, just because like did I like get played or something? Like, I manipulated? Did I manipulate someone? A lot of confusion, very typical stuff for any proper situation chip. And kind of, after that, we still kind of like talk a few more times, give each other some closure. And it was like, no, dude, it was like, no, like, yeah, like it was fun while it lasted, but, you have your things going on, I have my things going on, and like I tell her, yeah, you know what, kind of like getting into a situationship, after I haven't even had enough time to process my breakup is not a good idea. And then it struck me, the other lock from the gate got open, and then the gate is open, and I kind of get to look at it, and like, holy fuck, man, I've occupied my time with like absolutely nothing of substance for this past few months, to such an extent that I genuinely had no time to process anything. Like, I didn't have time to process having a whole failed debacle of going to another country to make money and coming back with like a few like a few $100. I'm not even joking. It was like 1,000 something dollars. Like nothing. I didn't even make back the money I invested to go to the United States. Um, that was one. I didn't have time to process a breakup and how shitty all of it was, and how much of a. I mean, I was kind of a cunt, admittedly, for not spilling the beans earlier, and I don't even know why I did that. My best guesses was that I was just like afraid of what's gonna go on, because we still have to share rent, and I don't want to make it too awkward on my end or on her end. Still have to work. We still have to spend some time together, and I'm still processing what has happened in like that whole period, because like when I say that, like, the last stretch of this relationship was performative, I really do mean it was performative. I felt like I felt like an actor, kind of like, you know, from everything, like waking up early in the morning to make coffee for the both of us, putting on a smile and like acting like everything's fine, even though in the back of my head I know it's not fine. Like, it got to the point that even um like intercourse in and of itself was like performative. I was like, I kind of don't want to do this, but you know what? Like, that's what a like a couple of like a year does together. They be fucking, and yeah, that was terrible. And one more thing, just because I like to flagellate myself sometimes, like like Isaac from fucking Castlevania, when he's sitting on his knees and he's like whipping his own back. I like to do that myself too. Um, in case whoever was watching this was empathizing with my situation, just so you know, I'm a piece of shit. I still around December, I think it was like right after Christmas, I was on Tinder and I matched with one of my ex's friends. I was like, huh, this is kind of weird. And we're talking, and she's like, you want to come over at my place? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to come over to your place, because a few months before all of this, she told me, like, if you weren't together with your ex, I'd be interested in that. I'm like, oh, well, it's your time to make a move, girl. I'm a bum. So I'm a bum with a dead end job in a dead end place. Make your move. And yeah, that's what we did. We're supposed to go over to her place, get a bit, plastered, watch Scooby Doo Zombie Island. I'm not joking. Also, this is a pickup trick. If you ever want to, like, hook up with someone and you don't know what to do, you know, like Netflix and chill. That's so 2016. You go over to somebody's place and you watch fucking Scooby Doo Zombie Island, because one, Scooby Doo Zombie Island, best Scooby Doo movie ever. But I digress. And you know, we get there. I also had to buy some Christmas presents for my family. Very cool of me buying Christmas presents after Christmas, but I generally just didn't have time because I worked up until like Christmas Eve. And you know, I'm buying some presents. You know, we're talking, and then she's like, you know what, like, you know, it's still young. I don't want to spend some time inside. I'm like, you know what, me neither. We can go to a bar. We can like shoot the shit over there. And she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, your ex is in town, man. And she's out with her group of friends. So you know, we kind of gotta be a bit sneaky over here on what we're doing." I'm like, "Fuck, that would be so awkward if I were to meet up with my ex while I'm hanging out with one of her friends, pretty good friends, might I add too." So we go back to her place, get a bit fucked up, and we go to this bar in town because you know our train of thought was there's another club in town to have kind of like a karaoke party going on. Probably everybody's gonna be there. No one's gonna be at this bar. And I walk into the bar, and I shit you not. As soon as I enter, like from you know, not inside the bar, I had like a terrace where people smoke and whatnot. Uh, I immediately make eye contact and see both my ex and all of her friends, and they all look at me and this girl, and it was like a fucking shitty Adam Sandler comedy movie type deal, because it's like, and everybody's like, oh, and like, you suck dick, boy, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm a shitty man, and yeah, so obviously it's like too late to turn around because everybody saw me, and you can't just like ignore people in this circumstance, and we haven't seen each other for like a better part of a month and a half, 2 months at this point. And you know, we all go outside, we grab a beer, and we're in the smoking area, and it's very awkward. It's like, so what you been up to? Oh, I got this job. And like, what you been up to? Oh, I've been kind of depressed, and you know, trying to get over things. And I'm like, yeah, that's so fun. And yeah, um, like everybody was trying to uninstall themselves from that situation, and I was already, you know, I had like 2 beers, and I was a bit high too. So, needless to say, I wasn't exactly the perfect person to be trying to hold a reasonable conversation with. So, kind of do that. We decide, you know what, fuck it, let's bounce that party, see what's up. Um, all parties involved, me and my ex's friend, everybody was just feeling awkward and like shit. And we go to this party and we're talking. It's like, yeah, dude. I mean, if I hadn't, you know, been drinking and you know everything else, I would be totally going home right now. It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but you know, kind of can't leave right now, man. You're fucked. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucked. I can't be driving. So, yeah, we go to this party. You know, start drinking again. And at this point, I think I've downed like 4 or 5 beers, and I'm getting fucked. I'm like so fucked out of my mind. You know, geeked up playing Xbox all day. And my ex and her friends come back, and you know, like talk start ensuing. All of her friends go to like this friend that I'm hanging out with, and they call her terrible. And it's like, oh, you're trying to fuck her on your friend's ex. How could you? Blah blah blah. Everybody's feeling like shit. and just me and my ex left outside. He's like, do y'all have something going on? And I'm like, you know what, at this point, no, there's like nothing going on. We're just friends. Like, we're just like shooting the shit and like drinking and like having some fun because I haven't gotten out of the house in a bit. And it kind of starts getting to a point where we're having a resolution. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry that everything happened the way it did. Like, I'm sorry that I hurt you, and I'm sorry that I hurt you. And I remember very vaguely, and fuck, I hope that nobody from that party is watching this, but I haven't. I'm pretty sure I've never told him about this YouTube channel, but you know, my ex, when the whole breakup thing was going on, told me with like a very deadpan stare, like no tears, no nothing, uh, something along the lines of, "You've hurt me worse than my father died." And even thinking about like this half a year later, that's most definitely the worst thing that somebody has ever told me in my life. And it really puts things into perspective that I fucked up. I fucked up really bad. And it's not like you can say I'm only human. Humans fuck up, even though it kind of is the case. But you know what? Maybe not in this situation. I just fucked up, and I have to suck it up and do my best to do better in the future. And as this conversation that we were both having, kind of drunk, and the at the party was going on, in my drunken stupor, I uttered probably the worst thing you can tell to anybody, let alone your ex that's still kind of suffering. And if hell and heaven exists while I'm waiting in line to go to hell, I'll just have to like relieve the most um embarrassing and shitty moments of my life. And I'm definitely sure that Satan or Moloch or whoever the fuck's gonna be at the gates of hell waiting for me to go inside is gonna be like, "Oh dude, you remember doing this? You're a fucking idiot." And I'm gonna be like, "Dude, just like fucking make I know I'm supposed to have eternal suffering, bro, but like, can't you just put me in a cauldron like with hot lava and like steam me forever?" Like, nah, dude, you gotta see this. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, the words I uttered, it. You know what? I I look her drunk and high. I'm looking like her. You know what? At least we had some pretty good fucking going on, and it didn't strike me as something that you do not tell somebody, or inappropriate or shitty. And I can remember now with hindsight, 20 on 20 vision. uh, she looked at me and was like, "God, you're a piece of shit." But just to be like friendly, she looked at me and said, "Yeah, it was pretty good fucking." And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And I'm like, man, I'm a shitty human being. Like, I'm 23. I'm not supposed to be acting like this. I'm supposed to pay taxes and be like a reasonable human being, man. And yeah, probably after this cigarette is where this video is gonna end, because it's already running for like 45 minutes. And yeah, if anybody has sat through this whole like borderline schizoid ramblings of unemployed 23-year-old, I thank you. And if you want to tell me that I'm an idiot in the comments below, I'm not even gonna be mad about it because I know it's true. But you know, Currently, it is the 28th of February, and well, spring is supposed to symbolize, rebirth and whatnot. And, hopefully, with hindsight and now that I've at least had the leisure to talk about these things with myself, I'll be able to um I'll be able to move on and like fix myself and improve on these mistakes and make sure that it's just bullshit that I leave in the past. So if you've made it this far and maybe something that I've said has resonated with you, yeah, thanks. And I'm glad that I could have been of some service if at least any of these stories has made someone laugh or mad. At least I did something. So yeah, this has been my fucking obituary because this is kind of how it feels like. But yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, have a good rest of your summer, spring, whatever.